Thursday morning. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine. Happy Friday Eve, I should say. Happy Friday Eve. This is January 15th, right smack middle of January. Here we are. So we had a little bit of black ice in some areas last night that I saw coming home from a dinner. So we might see some slick roads tomorrow morning. That's going to be kind of the main thing we're talking about here. Also, some more snow showers Saturday. Very cold weather pattern here through next Tuesday before we start to warm things up. And if you're just popping in, hey, thanks for joining us here this morning on Ben at 10. It's your local weather show here for Southern Indiana, Metro Louisville, and beyond. And we're just going to have a long conversation about the weather. If you have any weather questions, drop them in the comments, or if you just want to say hello, don't be shy. Let us know where you're watching from as well. Again, I'm meteorologist Ben Peine here, Peine. Thanks for following me on my page if you're watching from Facebook or Extol weather on Facebook. That is Extol that you can see on the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Or maybe you're watching on Extol Media on YouTube and extolmag.com/weather on the World Wide Web. So we'll get to some of your comments here in just a second. So we got some more wintry weather on the way. Dry, though, for today and just very cold. Right now we have temperatures in the upper teens, wind chills in the single digits, and we're only looking at highs near freezing for later on today. Yesterday, we had some gremlins. We had the Starlink internet that we're putting to the test here. I've got a lot of data that I'm trying to feed to you through this show. So we had a couple of dropouts. If that happens, we'll get right back on. And then at the end of the show, our EMC, our power company, knocked on the door and said, we're about to turn the power out. So that was time to go. So that's how that show wrapped up. But again, I've mentioned this before. We're signed up for fiber, so we're trying to make it to the year 2000 with the internet in our house here. So, hey, it was a very birdy morning this morning. I posted about this a second ago. This is not my picture though. This is here from Georgetta Johnson in Lebanon, Kentucky. So take a look here. I want to get one of these cameras. Let me get my face out of the way. So we got a chickadee in the top left. I think that's a purple finch in the middle there, middle top. We've got maybe a female and male cardinal as well. Obviously, male cardinal on the right side. But very cool with those cameras on the feeders there. And I've got a bunch of what are they? Yellow finches out there. So they are hungry this morning after a cold night. And I learned that to stay warm when it's frigid, the birds will shiver at night to try to keep their body temperature up. So they need those calories as they get going in these cold days. So the birds are busy. That's your bird report for today. All right. Let me get rid of that and bring this one back up. We're looking at current conditions as well as it is, again, a frigid start. Let me hit the refresh on extolmag.com/weather. Your 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year weather source. 19 degrees is what we've got here, and a wind chill at 7 with the wind gust at 14. So winds around 10 to 20 today. Even if we make it to 30, it'll feel like the teens pretty much all day today. We got some cameras loaded up too. There you can see mostly cloudy sky. Out my weather window 5000, I am seeing some peaks of blue sky out there. So we will have some sunshine at least for today. But certainly bundle up if you have any plans to head out. So yeah, back to my story about driving around last night. Real quick, I want to bring up. Thankfully, my daughter doesn't have an early class, but there's IU with a little dusting on the grass there. I think she's only got like a 2:00 class. She's lucky today. All right, let me get out of there. So back to my little story. So I want to give a shout out to New Albany Floyd County Schools. They put together a really cool Martin Luther King celebration dinner at the Grand in New Albany last night, and it's kind of half students and half adults and people from the community. What's cool about it, a lot of the students helped put it on, like the Prosser Culinary School provided all the food. And then the presidents of their class at Floyd Central and New Albany, they like hosted it. They had the color guard there with the students, ROTC. They had the band there. Really cool to see the students helping to put on that well-organized event. But anyway, driving home from that, I was approaching Grant Line Road on 265 eastbound and saw all the flashing lights. They had shut down Grant Line Road, and I looked over, and it just looked like an ice rink. So I slowed it down because I was going like 65, 70, and there was kind of a little dusting out there. And then I traveled maybe a half mile past that towards Charlestown Road exit, completely dry. So it's kind of weird, these snow streaks. It's hard to describe too when you're forecasting this. You call it isolated snow showers, spotty snow showers, hit or miss. You just kind of got to realize that even if you don't get much snow, there could be some slick areas still. Now tomorrow morning, again, I think we'll have even a more likelihood of some slick roads over southern Indiana and parts of Kentucky too, along and north of I-64. So there we might get some. My son had a school delay this morning because of leftover black ice, and I think we could have the potential of some school delays, if not some closings for tomorrow, because the snow tomorrow, even though it's going to be light, inch or less, a lot of areas less, sticking on contact because of how cold it is. So we're going to have to watch out for that tomorrow morning. Okay, let's get going. We got Beverly Hagist here from Borden, Indiana. Again, waving to you from across the valley. Orlean Whitlow from Hodgenville, 17 degrees in the backyard. And I've got more coffee going. Hey, it's a coffee party. As always, I've got number 2 going here this morning. We'll see if Perry Porter's got any coffee jokes if he pops in. Michelle Reese, good morning. Watching from Vine Grove. Love it. Thanks for tuning in. Robin Edwards, good morning. And thanks for tuning in. Great to see your name here. I see your bird picture there in your profile. Lily and Lasley, good morning. Sun shining, 29 or 19. That's pretty warm. Dennis Gregory, good morning from Bedford. Thanks for tuning in here. And 20 degrees now there. And Hodgenville in LaRue County. And Amy Moore, thanks for tuning in. Good morning. Good to see your name and face there in our comments this morning. Okay, back to some current conditions. We've got a little Starlink drop out there. We're going to have that every once in a while. And then we'll look at the weather models and kind of dive in at around 10:20. But we've got your weather jokes, your weather history, all nerdy weather things that you want to talk about here again this morning, put together here for you. Okay, back to the maps here at extolmag.com/weather. I've got the 7-day forecast posted if you want to ever take a longer peek at that. I've got the brand new weather story posted here as well with a look at the snow for overnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. And again, Friday night and into Saturday, a little snow showery period of weather that we're in here. Your big old interactive maps you can play with as well. This big gray one here has dozens of weather layers. And I'm just going to pop on the high definition satellite view. Very cool. I'm going to talk about these clouds here in just a second, more detail. But there you can see kind of a streak of some clouds moving through. Much more sunshine off to the southwest of Louisville right now. It looks sunnier off to the northeast in Madison. Kind of a little sliver of clouds right over the top of my area this morning. You might have the sunshine, though. And again, those temperatures are pretty rough here in the lower 20s in most locations. And some of the wind gusts today around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Also, I want to point out, if you click on any point and then click on this orange down arrow, that brings up your hourly, which is crazy. You can look at basically hour by hour by hour all the way through into next week at the weather conditions. So if you really want to get detail, there you go. So a couple different interactive maps you can play with there at extolmag.com/weather. And I do want to give another shout out here before we really start cooking to our partners here, Lyons Roofing, Lyons, lionsroofingco.com. They got you covered on both sides of the river throughout the Louisville metro area in southern Indiana, 812-294-3595. Give them a shout or head here for your free quote. Also, I want to thank our friends here at Ivy Tech Community College. Cruise here over here to ivytech.edu. Click on Sellersburg, and that'll take you right to their campus page. And a reminder, you can always sign up for Tuesdays at the Tech to learn more about getting signed up there and learning about all of their different programs. And hey, this week started their spring sessions, and they've got January 18th, the 8-week fall session begins. So check it out if you want to get more information, one-on-one information, helps signing up, how to pay for it, all that good stuff. You can learn more with Tuesdays at the Tech. And I want to thank my insurance agent here, Michael Long, for providing me with his services here at American Family Insurance, amfam.com. Proud to be an American Star certified agency excellence in customer experience. If you want to get a quote, tell him I sent you 812-578-3072, or you just go to his page right here. Also want to thank our friends here at Libs Paving, top asphalt paving contractor around. Just want to mention in the top right corner, if you want an opportunity or know somebody that needs an opportunity in the year 2026, this year, you can cruise down to their career section and apply there now. I want to thank my buddy as well, Weddington Custom Homes. If you're interested in building your dream home, go to weddingtoncustomhomes.com to learn more and contact him. All right, there's another live look at the IU Bloomington campus with just a little bit of a dusting on the rooftops and on the ground there this morning with a mostly cloudy sky, although I am seeing some sunshine in some other areas. All right, I'm going to get rid of this. We're going to bring up the forecast here for you. And we have some more comments popping in. We got Mary Dale with a good morning, low of 16 degrees. I think Sunday morning will be our coldest. But I think we're looking at Saturday through Tuesday. What is that? 4-day stretch of at or below freezing temperatures. Mary Dale, thank you for that report. Love the backyard thermometer reports watching from Nolan Dam in Mammoth Cave, 22 degrees there. That might be our southernmost viewer. Kathy, thanks for tuning in. JK's. It's it's colder than a well digger's rump in Montana. I love it. All right, Barbara Haas, I'm ready. I went to grocery shopping this morning, getting out early, getting it done. Good for you. My dog Annie just got scared for some reason. All right, Teresa Wilkins, good morning to you. We've got a Perry Porter joke, a coffee joke here this morning. We're gonna have to get this sponsored by maybe Sandy's Custom Cakes in Borden, Indiana. Good morning with the hot coffee. The jokes for today. How does the IT guy drink coffee? He installs Java. Nice one. What a coffee favorite. Hit me with your best shot. What a coffee favorite. Oh, what's a coffee's favorite song? Sorry. Tough for me to read this morning. Hit me with your best shot. I'm not going to sing it. I'll scare away all of you if I do that. Erica, good morning from Charlestown, right down the road here. Oh, Karen, McCreary County. Love it. Thanks for tuning in. All right, let's get to your forecast. And we'll keep checking out the comments along the way. So here is, again, if you tuned in late, man, what a bird nerd report. The birds were crazy. I want to thank Georgetta Johnson for sharing that one right there. The birds are wild this morning. They're putting on the calories because they know it's cold. Okay, Friday morning. Here's a batch of snow. We've been talking about this overnight tonight into early Friday morning. This is a snapshot at 7 a.m. It doesn't have to be much, just a light coating, and it could cause some slick road conditions tomorrow morning. And then Friday night into Saturday morning, some more, I'm just going to call it kind of spokes around a low pressure system that's off to our northeast, just giving us ripples of energy. You can almost kind of see that, some kind of enhanced blue areas, these little ripples of uplift that give us these snow showers from time to time. And every time we get a little batch of snow, might not last long, but it could put down a dusting and cause some slick conditions. So we're going to have to watch out for that all the way through our Saturday morning, it looks like. So our weather headlines for your January the 15th. We are mid-January here. Tomorrow, by the way, begins what is typically the coldest part of the year on average. January 16th, for about a 5 or 6 day period, it is the coldest if you average it all out. And hey, right on time, we're getting pretty cold. Get to early Friday snow. Watch for slick roads out there. Not surprised if we get some school delays, school closings for our Friday morning. Saturday, snow showers and some more dustings. Now, if you're east of I-65 in Kentucky, a little extra heads up Friday night to Saturday, and especially towards the bluegrass region of Kentucky and Lexington, might be some 2-inch amounts that way as we get some enhancement just off to the east for Friday night to Saturday. Be interested to see some of those totals there towards bluegrass, eastern Kentucky for Saturday morning especially. Okay, here's our countdown. 6 p.m. sunsets just 12 days away. Average highs in the 50s, 36 days. Time change, 52 days. That's March 8th, springtime, just over 2 months. These countdowns are scary. It seems like time is racing by day. Hey, here's today's weather history. 1852 on the Susquehanna, Susquehanna. Easy for me to say. River in Maryland, railroad cars were able to be hauled across ice because it was so thick. That's cold. That's old too. 1863, a powerful storm dropped 1 to 2 feet of snow over the Ohio Valley from southern Illinois to Ohio. Anybody remember that one? 1961, this is a weird one. In 1958, the U.S. Air Force built several manned radar platforms in the Western Atlantic. On this date, a powerful storm passed directly over one of the platforms, throwing it into the sea and killing 28 men on board. In 1967, the Green Bay Packers beat the Kansas City Chiefs 35-10 in Super Bowl #1. It was a warm one, too. From the weather station at the University of Southern California campus, the high temperature was 79 degrees and the low was 51. And there's a light west wind. Nice Super Bowl #1. Hey, 1997 in Indiana, freezing rain. Does anybody remember this? 1997 on this date, January 15th. Freezing rain, sleet, and snow move across Indiana. Many places see 3 to 5 inches of snow and also ice. Winds brought whiteout conditions on the 16th. Your stupid jokes of the day. What has 5 toes and isn't your foot? My foot. That qualifies as a stupid joke. What do you call an old snowman? A glass of water. Which one is faster, hot or cold? Hot, because you can catch a cold, just like a lot of you are that time of year. Like my son caught the strep here this week. Here's your forecast here today for your Thursday, January 15th, 30 degrees, that high. That'll do it. Wind chill in the teens with a northwest wind at around 10 to 20. Our sunset at 5:46. And tonight, snow showers during the late overnight hours and early Friday morning. Watch for slick road conditions Friday morning. South winds at around 5 to 10, sun up at 7:58. And your forecast tomorrow after that early morning snow, I think it might be gone by mid-morning for most of us. 34 at noon, 41 for tomorrow afternoon. Looks mainly dry for our Friday afternoon. Might get a little bit of a wintry mix developing Friday evening, turning to some batches of snow Friday night into Saturday morning. And again, areas east of I-65 might watch out for a little better accumulation for Friday night into Saturday morning. So 2 different kind of batches to watch for. So overnight tonight, early Friday, along and north of 64, best shot of some slick roads. And then tomorrow night into early Saturday, east of I-65, as I smack the microphone there. All right, we're back to the graphics here. Oh, we've got love for the jokes from Beverly Haggis. Thank you very much. Orlean Whitlow, good jokes. And interesting weather history. Yeah, indeed. Lillian Lasley, loving the jokes. Jake Case, thanks for the chuckles in the forecast. Stay warm out there. Thanks for tuning in. All right, we're moving right along. So tomorrow, actually, a tad bit warmer, kind of near normal with 41 degrees. Might see some city areas that top out maybe around 43, 44 after a cold start and some slick roads. Roads, I think, would be just fine by the afternoon, obviously, as we go above freezing. Some more off and on snow showers into Saturday morning. Should be drier by Saturday afternoon. And look at these temperatures. Look at this stretch we got here. 32, the high Saturday, down to 15 Saturday night. Still a little breezy Sunday morning. That means our wind chill's around 0. We'll look at the wind chills on the maps here in just a second. 27 Sunday afternoon, 16 Sunday night, 26 for Martin Luther King Day, Monday, down to 11 Monday night, 29 Tuesday. So what a stretch of below freezing temperatures. I'm wondering, since we don't have much snow with this, if my pond will freeze over thick enough. Do not try that at home, though. It's not. It's never safe. Not safe very often to get on the ice around here. But I'm curious, maybe by next Tuesday, how thick the ice will be on our backyard pond. 44 Wednesday. It was like 2 Februaries ago or Januaries ago. We had a big cold spell, and my son and I spent, I don't know how long. I think it was like 4 miles on my phone where we shoveled snow off the pond, so we could get a good layer of ice. And, then my buddy, Sam Gabrielli, coworker, former, meteorologist, who I'm gonna try to get on the show. He now forecasts, he's a airline dispatcher, so he forecasts the weather, make sure flights are operating fine. So I'd like to talk to him about that. Anyway, we played some hockey on the pond a couple Februarys ago, but again, not often recommended around here. Erica, I like the jokes. I can pass some to the third graders. Yeah, those were PG jokes. Definitely safe jokes there today. Good morning to John Fox. Thanks for tuning in here. And Mike Sievert. Good morning. Thanks for popping in. It is now time to take a look at those weather models. So I'm going to back out of this and bring this here up to the stage. I was looking earlier at the IU campus. Here's a look live too with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation .org camera. A little layer of sunshine in the distance and the horizon there, but cold along the Ohio River waterfront. No doubt about that this morning. Speaking of cold, hit the refresh here at xtolmag.com/weather. See if we got a temperature change. No, 19. Nope. There it is. There's the live update. 21 degrees. Wind 15, chill at 9. Rather chilly out there this morning. Okay, here's the weather maps. Have some clouds around, much clearer out to the west. So as we do the analysis here, we've got low pressure over New England. And what we have here is this flow around it. Air flows in a counterclockwise fashion around an area of low pressure. But also these are lines of equal air pressure right here, and they're pretty close together. And so that means it'll be a little bit breezy over the next few days as that low stays northeast. So we have breeze. Okay, we'll drop out from the Starlink. Little ripples of energy that'll give us some snow showers from time to time. The next one on arrival overnight tonight, early Friday, then again Saturday. So a little bit of a snowy pattern, but very light stuff. Good morning, sir. Some Brady got a 2-hour delay with the little bit of black ice that we had in a few areas. Okay, let me get out of the full screen mode here and bring up the weather models. We'll start to take a look at first the next batch of snow, and then we'll look at some of the wicked wind chills on the way. You can be loud. Don't worry about it. You can be loud. Everybody say hi to Brady. Robin, good question. Are there any weather models that are more accurate for our area? So I see it kind of flip back and forth for the long range. GFS and the European weather model are pretty standard go-tos. Sometimes the GFS wins, sometimes the Euro wins. I like to just look at consistency and how close together they are. If they're far apart, which they are next weekend, GFS has rain, Euro has a little snow. They just kind of flip-flop back and forth, and then they start to agree, and then you're confident. Your forecast confidence goes up. And then for short term, I like to look at the HRRR, the high resolution rapid refresh weather model. It does pretty well. It's got a 48-hour version, and it updates every hour. And then the NAM 3 kilometer also is pretty good as well. And you're also looking for consistency. Sometimes one will win over the other, but more than tracking to see if one's way better than than one or the other. Easy for me to say. I like to see them agreeing, and if one is out to lunch, you kind of throw that one out for the time being. But hope that makes sense. Here's your future radar. Let me bring this up. And we're going to look ahead here to precipitation type. And we'll bring up the 48-hour version of We've got a spoon drop in the kitchen. Okay. Actually, I'm going to jump ahead to the overnight because today is dry. So let's go here to, let's say, 4 o'clock in the morning on the 16th. So our early Friday morning. And again, if we get a little Starlink dropout, we'll pop right back on. Oh, John Fox got a good morning, Brady. John Fox, his daughters used to babysit you sometimes. And to Beverly Haggis with a hello to Brady. There we go. He says he appreciates it, guys. Man, that took a long time to load up here. So this is interesting. The red is kind of like a mix. Let me go here to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. But I think that's just going to be snow. Let's see how long this takes to load up here. Yeah, if it takes a while, I might load up a different page. All right. So that is showing up red for some reason, but that is snow. And then, actually, I want to do that. I'm going to bring up the precipitation type and see if this is acting weird too with the NAM 3 kilometer at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If it does, I'm going to load up something else here for you. Yep, that is weird too. All right, let me bring up. We're going to go the old-fashioned way. And you could actually do this too. Go to weather.co.edu. College Due page. An easy site to go to that I've used for about 25 years, and it hasn't changed much. I'm going to the precipitation type with the HER weather model. Not that. There we go. So if you look right here, there's Indiana, there's southern Indiana, there's Kentucky. And then if you look up to the northwest, there's our batch of snow. And here it comes creeping on down like a little spoke around a wheel, that wheel being low pressure. And coming in later on tonight, let me select the 12Z, 12 Zulu, Greenwich Mean Time, UTC. Okay. There it is. Just a little batch of snow right there, especially along and north of I-64. I'm going to stop it when it's right on top of us. This is around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, and that could cause some slick road conditions right there. Then we got this maybe a little bit of a mix late tomorrow afternoon, evening time, most of the afternoon dry, and then some occasional snow showers into our Saturday as well. And looking at the NAM 3 kilometer weather model too, just to compare and contrast. Here you go. There's our little batch of snow early Friday, especially along and north of 64. Notice again how it just kind of rotates around that area of low pressure. And then as we go into our Friday night, look at east of I-65. This is around 10 p.m. Friday night. East of I-65 in Kentucky, especially towards Lexington, could see some light accumulations, maybe 1 to 2 inches around Lexington Friday night to Saturday morning. And then here's your occasional snow showers into Saturday morning, and maybe some lingering into Saturday afternoon. So there could be some slick spots at times starting tomorrow morning, Friday night, and into Saturday off and on as well. This does not add up to very much snow. Just kind of a nuisance snow every once in a while. All right, let's get back to the other map, and let's take a look at the frigid temperatures on the way. I shouldn't say on the way. They're already here. So we'll just look at this afternoon real quick. And then we'll get to the forecast recap. So wind chills in the upper teens, low 20s for this afternoon. I'm going to jump ahead to Saturday. which is the 17th. Here's 17th afternoon. Another cold shot is on the way. Saturday wind chills in the upper teens, low 20s. And then let's watch another polar express drop into our area Saturday night and into Sunday. Kind of a reinforcing shot of this cold air. A little bit worse to the north. But here is winter locking in here. Single digit wind chills. Maybe even around 0 at times Sunday morning. And then negative wind chills north of I-70. So it could be a little bit worse. Anybody like this cold weather? I'm sure there's some of you out there that do. All right, let's go into so that's Sunday morning. Let's go to Martin Luther King Day Jr. afternoon, Monday on the 19th. Also, IU in Miami, Monday evening for the championship. Would be nice to be in Miami. I've got a friend that lives in Miami, a high school buddy that swam for the University of Georgia. I used to like train with the Olympics, and he always makes me jealous, sending me pictures of the palm trees and the sunrises down there. Okay, so this is this is Monday afternoon, MLK Day afternoon. Same kind of cold. Wind chills, single digits and teens. Bitterly cold out there. Going into our Tuesday, which is the 20th. Yeah, we're not going to see much of a change. It's still really cold. So it's about a 4-day stretch. Tomorrow we get above freezing in the afternoon, and then we're below freezing for like a 4-day stretch with these wind chills too. What making matters worse is the wind making it feel even colder. So one of our coldest stretches, but it gets better by next Wednesday, which is the 21st. And that is when we start to see slightly milder air begin to move in back to near normal temperatures. I've got 44 going for our Wednesday afternoon, as there you can see some 40s on the way as the cold air retreats off to the northeast. A little reprieve with some above freezing temperatures. The Arctic cold is up towards the Arctic. You can see that as we cruise across the North Pole into Siberia. There's Siberia, where it's always colder. We've got negative 30s there. And we don't have the jet stream taking a huge dive. So all of this gray is negative numbers, not wind chills, actual temperatures. And we don't have that polar vortex or that jet stream diving down extremely to give us even worse cold than it is. With that said, let's go ahead and look ahead. We do this every morning and see if that old man winter monster cold will ever take that dive. Kelly Mills, do you think we'll have another snow chance in January with a good measurable snow? Our eyes are a little bit on next weekend. Right now, the GFS right around the 24th, showing rain, like maybe around 23rd, 24th, Friday, Saturday. But the Euro is showing some snow. It's kind of flip-flopping back and forth. We need that low-pressure system to track farther south to get more into that snow. So it's a big question mark there. What will happen with that? I think maybe it'll be February where we have a better chance of some of the accumulating snow around here. Otherwise, we just have these little dustings for the most part for now. Let's go to we're going to jump ahead here day by day with a look at the air masses. So extreme cold north on the 22nd. So my daughter's birthday there. 23rd is a Friday, I believe. Yep. Extreme cold north. Notice that U.S.-Canada border locking up the cold air to the north. On the 24th, this is a Saturday, and any change? No, it is still to the north. This would be a flat flow with the jet stream. We've talked about that before. We call it a laminar flow, a zonal flow. It is a flat flow, and what that does is give us pretty normal temperatures. The warm air stays south, cold air locked up north. No dive in the jet stream. You kind of take a look at this as well with the 500 millibar winds. This is around 18,000 feet. As I'm talking about, this is a flat flow with the jet stream, west to east. Again, just lock it up cold north, subtropical jet south. We're in the middle ground. Still cold. Normal is cold this time of the year. Okay, now we go to the 25th, just looking for any dives in the jet stream. Not much there. Going to the 26th. All of the cold is to the north. Going to the 27th. No change. Really just kind of locked in pattern here. No big ups and downs. No change there on the 28th. So it might be kind of boring. Might be chilly and boring. Stays to the north on the 29th. And this is about as far out as the GFS weather model will want to go. As we head to the 30th of January, that shows a little bit of a warm up. And now we are at 384 hours out. And that would be some warmer weather there. Nothing exciting with the long range temperature pattern. Since we looked that far out, that has been. The good old Ben All Them segment. All right. I'll bring up the RadSat one more time as we just have a few clouds around. Some areas are in some spots. Some of you guys are enjoying a lot of sunshine out there. Let's see here. I need to fix that radar. It's being weird. I think I know what happened. Oh, that's what happened. I need to change that back. I did that. I gotta find the snow. So changing the colors here. Where is the snow? I think we're almost there. Snow depth. I should probably do this while we're not live, but which one looks better here? Bear with me. All right, I'm gonna have to do this later. I am not finding the snow. Anyway, okay, let's get back to your forecast here. I'll stop playing around with the graphics and we'll get rid of this and we'll bring up this. Okay, let's do the forecast recap. If you want to give me a question about weather, if you want to learn more about advertising marketing solutions with our live show weather content that I put out throughout the day on our social media channels, we've been getting millions of views per month on our content. So you can learn more about that. I've been at extolmag.com. And it's a busy bird morning. We had a bird nerd segment. Haven't had one of those in a while. But Georgetta Johnson in Lebanon, Kentucky, had a busy bird feeder this morning, as I did as well, as they need to get the calories to shiver all night long to stay alive and puff up their feathers, trap in their warm air. 7 a.m. Friday morning, there's a little batch of snow, some slick roads tomorrow morning, possible, especially along and north of I-64. And then tomorrow night and Saturday morning, some more little batches of snow moving through. I'll be interested east of I-65 towards Lexington if we get maybe 1 or 2 inches of snow by early Saturday morning. So just too cold out there for today. Wind chills in the teens. Got that early Friday snow. Watching out for slick roads, maybe some school delays, school closings, perhaps, especially for southern Indiana and areas north of I-64 in Kentucky. Some Saturday snow showers off and on, maybe some dustings from time to time. Our 6 p.m. sunsets in 12 days. Average highs in the 50s in 36 days. So we've still got a lot of winter to go. 52 days until a time change in spring in just over a couple months. A lot of weather history for today. It was Super Bowl number one on this date in 1967 with 79 degrees. And we had a winter storm in 1997 move through Indiana. Your stupid weather jokes today. What has five toes and isn't your foot? My foot. What do you call an old snowman? A glass of water. Which one is faster, hot or cold? Hot, because you can catch a cold. And I hope you guys don't catch a cold. Your forecast for today, your high up to 30 degrees. Joseph Benningfield says, yes, bring on the cold. Want the cold weather. And Lillian Lasley, have a good day and stay warm. Lillian also saying no to the cold. It is definitely cold. We're locked in a cold pattern here through early next week. 24 low tonight. Some overnight light snow into early Friday morning. Watching out for the slick road potential early Friday. And then tomorrow, I don't think that snow will last very long until probably out of here mid-morning. And then mainly dry during the afternoon. It's 41 degrees, so we get above freezing. So if we do have some slick road conditions in the early morning, it will improve pretty quickly by around lunchtime. And your 7-day forecast, just a shivery one here, 32 for Saturday and breezy this weekend. So down to 15 Saturday night, wind chills in the single digits, 27, highs only in the 20s, and lows in the teens here through Sunday, Martin Luther King Day, Monday, 29 Tuesday, and only finally getting above freezing Wednesday. That would be back to near normal temperatures by the middle of next week. And beyond that is a big question mark on whether we get a system the following weekend. The models still show some activity, some sort of storm system moving through, depending on the track. Might be a wintry mix in the region, or might just be some rainfall, depending on your model of choice. Right now, it is back and forth, basically. All right, we'll take another peek outside before we wrap things up. Here is the Falls of the Ohio Foundation.org camera. A little layer of clouds around. Some of you are in full sunshine. Some of you have some clouds passing through. You can always get your weather resources here anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at extolmag.com/weather. Here at 10:42, we dropped down to 20 degrees. We were at 21 a few minutes ago. Wind gust of 14 puts our wind chill at 8 above zero. There's the 7-day forecast, a weather story, all that good stuff. And hey, thanks to our partners here at Lions Roofing, lionsroofingco.com. They got you covered on both sides of the river, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You get free quotes online, or you could call them 812-294-3595. And a shout out to our partners here at Ivy Tech Community College, powering the workforce in Southern Indiana. You belong here. They're going to meet you where you're at, whether you're in high school, whether you're an old man like me and you want a career change. There's opportunities for you there. You can apply today, and you can learn more Tuesdays at the Tech. My insurance agent, my mom's insurance agent, Michael Long here. He can help protect you as well with life's big events, which has happened to us with car accidents and trees through roofs and things like that. It's all about great communication. He does that. 812-578-3072. Tell them I sent you to get a quote. And they've had some price reductions on their car renewals, which is great. And you can bundle and save. You can use their app and save. You can get student discounts. So learn more about that. You can go to amfam.com and catch them there. Also, the career section at Libs Paving, the top asphalt paving contractor around in the new year 2026. If you know somebody that needs an opportunity, maybe send them this direction at libspaving.com. You can apply now there online. Shout out to my buddy as well at Weddington Custom Homes, Brad Weddington. Great local Southern Indiana custom home builder. If you're looking for your dream home and you're ready to do it, you might give him a shout. I think I'm going to end it with this beautiful view of the IU Bloomington campus. We're excited for Monday, Martin Luther King Day, and I see a couple flurries there on the camera. Yeah, and also the National College Football Championship between IU and Miami. Yeah, I'm seeing a couple flurries there. A little bit of a dusting there. All right, that's going to wrap it up. We've got I'm going to think we're going to end it right there with Erica's Stay Warm. You all stay warm out there this morning. One last cheers with the coffee as well. And we're going to check out the roads tomorrow morning and see if they are slick with our next batch of snow moving in. And maybe we'll get some better information about next weekend if it's going to be rain or snow. That'll be kind of interesting to watch as well. All right, you guys have a good one. Thanks so much for watching this morning. on a Thursday, a Friday Eve. Hey, Friday's right around the corner. And I'm going to put up my little, what do you call a CG or a lower third in the business. Let me get rid of Erica's comment for a second. Just to let you know where you can find me in other spots. Ben Peine here. Thanks for the like or follow on Facebook. Just hitting that like button, again, helps this thing spread a lot farther on the digital space out there on the social media pages. And it's on EXTOL weather on Facebook, EXTOL, Extol media on YouTube, and extolmag.com/weather online. You guys have a good one. Again, stay warm out there. It is bitterly cold, as we had from the best advice right there from Erica. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a good one.